Man, got chippy real fast on Friday night. Baseball is kind of my thing. So when Jordan Beck hit that home run in the top of the first against Vanderbilt on Friday night, and it's like, oh, here we go, offensive explosion once again. And they ask for the bat to be checked. They call him out. Chaos kind of ensues there. Never really got an explanation that I thought was satisfactory, even from the league office. You hear about the inspection sticker that they have, I guess, before midweek matchup, and then they have it again before conference matchups on like a Friday where they inspect the bats and they put a sticker on it. It never really answered the question of was the bat actually illegal or not. Like, I don't know if you've heard that, if the bat itself was legal.
So this is what I could discern from the whole situation. They, to mark that the bat has been inspected, they put a sticker of the series, a series sticker on the bat, series or game sticker. And that bat did not have the sticker of the Vandy series on it. Don't know. We have no idea who made whatever mistake happened there,
Well,
or
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you heard this or not, that the opponents are responsible for providing the stickers for each team. Like Vanderbilt would provide Tennessee with their sticker, Tennessee
yeah.
would provide Vanderbilt with their sticker. And I thought it was interesting during the in-game interview from Tony Vitello, which has now become legendary because of his references to Jordan Beck being a 35-year-old man that forged his transcripts. He kind of, I didn't think anything about it at the time because we didn't know all this information, but he kind of said something like, "Yeah, we went and looked, and we've got several bats that would have been a problem." And he kind of said, like, kind of funny how that worked out. And I didn't know at the time that Vanderbilt was responsible for providing the sticker. So I wonder if he's like kind of insinuating that there was some shadiness going on. Maybe some stickers that didn't have the proper adhesive on them to cause them to. The
So
whole thing. I mean, right? Like the whole thing's bizarre.
this whole thing, let's start it. I think, what is the origin of this? Tennessee leads the nation in home runs by like a margin, a pretty good amount, and is way ahead in the SEC in general. The offense has been unbelievable on top of the incredible pitching. We'll get to all of that in a second. But I think Corbin sees that and he goes, these guys are right on my front doorstep. I've had this dominant team for so long. How are they doing this? How does this work? It couldn't be that Tennessee just has a lot of really talented players on their team and then Vitello puts them in the lineup and they hit home runs. No, that can't. Certainly that could not be it. Also, Tennessee, there's some stuff built into that where Tennessee played a couple of really poor teams and just annihilated them. It's Iona, Rhode Island, like some of these teams where Tennessee won these games like 29-0 and stuff. Like they just hit a ton of home runs all in a short span. There's some of that built into it too. But I think Corbin sees this. He doesn't like it. He's in the in-game interview during that initial game, he kind of alludes to the fact that this had been talked about at the league level and that I guess the SEC is suspecting Tennessee of cheating. I do not know. I didn't think that. I mean, the offense has been very, very good, but it hasn't been like totally outsized. Scored 26 runs against Ole Miss, scored something similar to that against South Carolina, which is a lot, but not like totally outlandish, like holy cow. Like Tennessee scored 60 some against Iona, I think. It's just crazy. But like, it's not just like on a whole other planet where they're operating offensively. And so I think it starts there. And then, yeah, maybe Corbin is playing some games with the sticker stuff. I don't know, but that bat doesn't have the correct sticker. Here was the explanation. So, let's add this note in there too. So then some Vandy propagandists. Vandy has 2 media members because nobody cares about Vandy sports. And one of those 2, I don't remember the guy's name, but he comes out and supposedly says that bat failed the compression test, which means it's loaded. It means it hits harder than it is allowed to. And he makes this accusation, and Vandy fans are there. We know it. They were cheating, baby. And then this news comes out, supposedly comes out, that the bat's going to be inspected further, and the umps are keeping it. And this is, what they going to do? Jordan Beck has to be suspended. Like, Vandy fans were having a field day with this. And then John Wilkerson yesterday, he works for the team. He is on the Vol Network, and calls every single baseball game. If you do not know, I think most people know, but he's the radio guy who calls all of Tennessee's baseball games on the radio. This is what he said about the situation. By the way, the Vols will get Beck's bat back after today's game, this being the Sunday game. Quote, the notion that there would be further examination, etc., is incorrect. Since the bat did not have the series sticker, it was taken out of play. The umpires have had it in their dressing room since then. It's back in play on Tuesday. So he kind of squashed all of those rumors. Someone in the comments said, do you know this is fact? Many have said it's to be inspected further, whatever that means. Wilkerson replied, and he said, yes, much has been said, but the only issue was the missing sticker. The bat passed inspection on Thursday. So I think Vandy fans made up a story in their head that they were about to catch Tennessee cheating, and instead they just got their bell rung in 3 straight games. And obviously, who knows? It does not appear that this was a loaded bat, that Tennessee is playing games like this. That would be horrific. Truly, I hope that is not the case. That would be terrible and really, really disappointing. But I do not think that's the case. It doesn't appear to be the case. And apparently this same exact thing happened to Auburn last week. I said I'd never seen that happen, but apparently it happened to Auburn last week also. So who knows? But Wilkerson, I will say I trust Wilkerson implicitly. A good guy, and I don't think that he's going to put that out to try to mislead anybody. And I certainly trust him over some Vandy fan who writes about Vandy on the internet to an audience of 3. I don't know who reads that. And so that's everything that I could surmise from the situation. I don't know if you heard anything else.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I'd heard as well, and it still doesn't make sense to me how you can, like, I understand the rule is the sticker has to be on there, but that seems like such a flimsy thing, like literally and figuratively, of where that sticker can fall off at any point. Like these bats are getting tossed around, they're getting hit. I mean, I don't know exactly what kind of sticker it is or where it's supposed to be on the bat, if it's kind of on the handle, more on the barrel. I don't know, but that seems like something that could easily happen. So if the bat passed the pregame inspection, to me that should override anything. Like there should be some sort of different system in place. Like, okay, these are the approved bats. You can't have anything else in the dugout type situation. Everybody agrees to that before the series starts. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing they're trying to do that to prevent you from bringing in a different bat on a Saturday, since they don't do the inspections every game. But even then, you're moving stickers around. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a very good system. And then on top of that, what are the chances that Vanderbilt knows that sticker fell off in the first inning after the first home run, and they go straight to that bat? Like, doesn't that seem off?
The video, there was some investigation after this on Tennessee fans' part. And the video is interesting. Beck hits this home run. He drops the bat, and nearly immediately, Vandy's catcher, as if he was directed to do so, and I bet he was, picks up the bat and looks at it and sees that this sticker is not there. Supposedly, we got to make sure that it wasn't, or whatever. And then he hands it to the ump. I really didn't like the ump, like taking the bat away and holding it away from Vitello. What are you doing? That's ridiculous. Yeah. So I mean, that was a clown show all the way around. But goes back to my original point about Corbin, Vandy's coach. I think he told his players, if these guys hit a home run, grab the bat, look at it, make sure that it's right, because we think they're cheating. And I think that's exactly what happened. It's the simplest explanation. Where there's smoke, there's fire. He's going out here and publicly saying that we're suspecting it at the league level. There had been talk about this before the game, and these stuff like that, I think that's exactly what happened. I think he told his players, these boys are cheating and we need to go and find out how. And then they took away the cheating bat or whatever they did, and Tennessee still beat their head in. So I'm sorry that, you couldn't win even then. But because even Beck ended up having the most offense in that game, even still, they took the bat away and he hit a beautiful double that scored multiple runs later in the game. So, yeah, tough look for Vandy. Corbin's a goon. I honestly, I was. I don't want to say I was disappointed. I'm never gonna cheer for Vandy at all, but I would say that in the past I've respected Corbin in a sort of Nick Saban kind of way. What he's built at Vandy has been really impressive, and the way that he's kept it up for as long as he has been impressive. But if you're going to do this type of stuff where clearly you're insecure over the fact that your closest rival is really, really good, I think it's nonsense. And I think the guy's a loser. And I think that he step off. Like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? The arrogance of this guy is absurd.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we both said as much in our group text on Friday evening.
Yeah.
But
Corbin.
Corbin kind of misplayed his hand if you think about it. Like, okay, take out just pretend it's two random teams playing. Take out like any subjectivity to the game, and if you're Corbin and you kind of know that this is a possibility, and whether the sticker thing is they knew about it or didn't know about it, they were just taking a chance. Once they did that one time, Tennessee's going to check all their bats. Like, it's not going to be an issue the rest of the game. He did it on a solo home run in the first inning where there was 2 outs. It wasn't like going down 1-0 in the first inning is not a big deal in any baseball game, unless you're just facing a Cy Young caliber pitcher. It's not a big issue. You don't see a lot of 1-0 games. He should have saved it later on for like a three-run home run the next inning. Was that what happened?
Yep.
Or 2-run? Yeah, like save it for that. Like that's when you should have been. Okay, going down 4-0 is a lot different than being down 1-0. You didn't really all he did was wipe one run off the board for Tennessee, and then kind of fired up Tennessee's baseball team. I mean, it was a completely different team after that. They were ready to go, and it was done.
And obviously the proof is all there. Lipsis hits that home run, and I believe the very next inning or the inning following that, and comes around the bases. He chirps at the ump. He chirped at the ump, and then obviously chirps at Vandy's baseball players, and then he picks up his own bat and he does a mock, like checking the bat after he hits that home run. I mean, what are you doing? You went at a team that is at this point known far and wide in the college baseball world to be this kind of over the top, got tons of bravado. They're pumping their chest. They're known for that. And you go and give them the best fuel possible. I mean, what more could you have done to fire this team up? And they just went out and kicked their butt. The offense worked. The offense was not as much of a steamroller as it has been in recent weeks. And credit Vandy's pitcher, especially that kid on the second day on that Saturday game, was really good. They put out, I think it said he was the number one right-handed pitcher in the last class. He was a freshman, and he was the number one right-handed pitcher out of that class. He was slinging it, and Tennessee still managed to put up the runs that they did. And then Tennessee's pitching. I think there's a big chunk of Tennessee fans, and kind of until Vitello showed up, I would say I was really in this camp. Until things got good, I was in this same camp. There's a whole section of Tennessee fans that aren't really huge baseball fans in a general sense. I was just much more of a passive Tennessee baseball fan. It's a fun thing to go do on a Friday afternoon more than I was watching every game. Vitello obviously has changed that. There's a ton of fans like that, but I hope that people realize what is happening on the mound for Tennessee right now is otherworldly. They have 3 guys to start in these weekend series, 3 in a row, who are all pitching at a borderline MLB level. And teams don't know what to do. Chase Burns was incredible. Drew Beam threw a complete 9-inning game with 2 hits and was pitching 97 in the 9th inning after pitching 100, throwing 100 pitches. He's still hitting 97 and working the ball beautifully. this is I, you don't say that it's like lucky or anything like that, but this is special. This team is special. It's hard to overstate that, man. This is crazy. It's crazy what's happening with Tennessee baseball right now.